Hi, for many years I've been talking about knocking a person off balance to gain the best ability to access the nerve system in a very efficient way. Now, many times we work with the balance. You're in a clinch position, you try to throw the person or turn him one way or another, you grab his arm and you try to pull him in, grab the lapels, try to pull him in to knock the person off balance. And that's all well and good, but the best way to knock the person off balance is to get them one-legged. As an example, if I grab someone by both lapels and I yank down, what they do is they hunker down into a double leg stance. They're still balanced. Yes, they're a little off balance because they're coming forward, or maybe you jerk the neck, and that's great, and that will work much better if they're just standing there and you tag them. However, if you get them on a one-legged stance especially, then you're going to have a much greater effect with your Kyusho. And by doing that, what we're going to want to work with is turning the individual so their weight lies on one leg or the other leg, and then hitting the opposite side. Always the best route to go. So what we want to do is get the person in the turning aspect, okay? So we're twisting them one way or another so they develop that one-legged stance that is very ungrounded, very unbalanced. And the reason is because your right brain controls your left body and your left brain controls your right body. Now, this is known by in neurology and physiology. So what we want to do is we want to work with that instead of against it. And this is why knowing the nerves, knowing the true Kyusho targets of the many main proponents like Gohan Soken's notes, the Fujita notes, the notes that go back into the Bubishi. These were all attacking real organisms and real structures like vascular tissue, organs, nerve tissue. So this is what we want to affect. Now the turning strike, okay, or the turning application or the turning knockout or whatever you want to call this, the turning punch, okay, this is going to have a greater effect on your opponent, as we'll see in the upcoming film in the extended versions. So when you're doing this action, this is going to come from an action that you can get out of many different katas, where you're going to grab the person by the neck, turn, and come into this posture. Now that posture goes in from the hanchi, it goes into many of the Shotokan techniques, the Shorin-Ryu techniques, Goju techniques, as many different times when we position ourselves in here, like in Oyata's Passai kata, okay, where he came from the motion that came out to the side and then shifted over to the side as the body does a rotation. And that's that rotation that you do in that kata that gets you in your opponent into a very vulnerable position. So let's take a look at the anatomical study first, and then we'll get into the application so you can see the real effects of this, and then we'll get the feedback from the uke and see what they felt as they were going through this experience. So stay tuned for the extended videos.